if we don't, and it will not catch on fire.
Do you remember those, like, let's go back, like, when you're little and all of a sudden, like, you think that things don't go on if you're not there?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you realize that, like, the show will go on even if you're not there?
Right.
Like, and then it's like, what?
They're going to have fun whether you're here or not.
Yeah. Well, maybe not as fun if we're not there.
I'm a fun person, so you're not going to have as much fun as if I'm not there.
That's exactly what I say, yeah.
The world will keep spinning, and it's not going to stop if I don't show up.
Right. Exactly.
You know.
Yeah. It was a big rude awakening for me.
Oh.
What?
Well, you know, that fear of missing out, that's a real fear people have.
I don't have that.
I do a little bit, yeah.
Do you really? Yeah. I don't really think, I don't know if I'd put that in my category.
Yeah, I do. I have a little bit of that. I don't like watching my friends do things that I don't know about or I wasn't invited to. Or even if I was invited, I can't go. And, like, I'm the type, even if you know I can't go, invite me anyway. Like, even if my answer is no, invite me anyway.
Even like some of those parties that you get invited to.
Yeah, that I really don't want to go to, but let me know.
Okay.
At least let me know that. I mean, I'm going to tell you no, but at least invite me.
But you just want that opportunity. Yeah, I like to be invited. I like to go. I do like to go. I do.
Yeah.
But I also I enjoy, like, events and people, so that's probably why I like it.
I used to. I found that the older I get, the more I crave my solitude and time alone.
Well, because you have 3
That's probably true.
kids.
Yeah, it's funny because my summer plans revolve around my kids' schedules.
Oh, I completely live on everybody else's schedule.
Yeah,
you know
and I don't even mind.
No, I don't mind it either.
I don't mind. I love that. I love being there for my kids. I love that they know I'm there.
Well, and I told you, that was my favorite. When my girls were home, I loved home. You know what I mean? If I could keep them home all the time, I would do that. But they did need schooling. All right, let's thank
our sponsors.
Where are they?
Meadowview Healthcare, Walmart, Salem Crossing, Hoosier Uplands, Americans for Prosperity, Dr. Black's Eye Associates, Dr. Mindy Gunn, Po' Boys Barbecue, and I believe that is our sponsors.
Yay! Yeah, I think you did do that.
I think I did.
Yeah.
It's gone. The list is gone, but I think I know it. I think I have it memorized.
It's in your head.
It is, yeah. I did do it out of Fox Pearly Wealth Management.
Yes.
Yeah, there we go. That's what I was missing.
We got in your head, you know.
Yeah. I did it out of the order of typical order, but all of them were.
Oh, but it's always nice to do that. You don't want to do a routine completely always. Yeah. You know, you got to mix it up and mix.
I believe, if I'm correct, Fox Pearly's baseball team's playing in a championship tonight.
I think they are. Yeah, I've heard they're like a force to be reckoned with. I heard they show no mercy.
True.
Yeah.
We're out. I'm not mad. Like, I felt bad because Tuesday, I'm like, the coach in me really wants to win, but the parent in me is ready to be done.
Well, you know, I love John Jones, but they were beating us up, WSLM. John Jones was beating WSLM all up, you know what I mean? And I was like, what are we doing here?
Yeah. Well,
so we came back strong, though.
This week was rough because this week, Max did go to football conditioning on Monday, and then Tuesday we had baseball, and then actually Monday Nicholas had wrestling camp as well. So we're doing 3 sports this week.
Well, he's an outstanding young man. All of your children, but boy, I saw Nicholas step right up. They and what I thought was cool was that they knew that he would do it. They needed him to umpire, or not umpire, but to be a catcher. They needed a catcher on the team, and he jumped right in there. Yeah, he did.
No, Max. You're thinking of Max.
No.
Nick didn't catch Tuesday night. We don't have a catcher.
Not Tuesday night. The other night. No.
Oh, on the t-ball field where he was helping. Yes, okay. I know what you're talking about now.
No, I know. I know my kids. I know my kids.
Well, I did. Okay, because remember, this is...
You have slept since then,
This is Autumn Parenting 101. The baseball field watches my children. So, when we're at the baseball field, I didn't even know he was doing that.
No, I know. So, you were like, where is he? And I'm like, he's right over there being a wonderful, outstanding community member.
Yes.
I mean, he was a community community citizen member. He was helping, filling in. He was filling in. But here's the thing. Someone knew that he could do it and asked.
Oh.
See, that's what, okay.
I didn't know this. This is all new to me.
Look at it this way. Well, always, with your children.
I didn't know this.
When someone asks your child or your children to do something, that means that they're putting faith and they know that child can do it and do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you step back and you watch as a parent and it's a proud moment. Then the child does it and he does it well. And then, so when you come up on the game you did, and you said, where is he? Right over there, and he's being fantastic.
I didn't know that. I actually was like, get out of there.
I know.
I didn't realize he was helping.
Leave that. Hey, teacher, leave that kid alone.
I love that. No, I didn't know. I did not know he got asked to. So now I kind of feel bad for pulling him away. But
now you want to go hug him.
Yeah.
Go hug that baby. Always hug that baby.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I do. I have good kids.
I know you do.
And so we're doing 3 sports this week. Max actually had wrestling camp yesterday, and he is going back this morning. So
my goodness, it is a busy time, and it's you know, we talk about this all the time, but on athletes anymore, the pressure, I don't know if you want to call it pressure, the demand. I mean, it's always something. You know, years ago, like I remember, like let me go back years ago, like on football, you didn't hear football till like later in the summer. Right. Now it's year round. You know, they're already having football practices and stuff. You know,
well, they're doing conditioning.
I know. They can't practice.
You can't practice. We're doing
conditioning. Use your words, Becky.
Yes, let's not get IHSA on us.
We do not need that.
Practicing. We're conditioning.
We're conditioning. Well,
and
I mean, it's right.
I will say this. Some of the 8th graders are going and partaking of that.
Yeah,
so because, you know, I can't believe my oldest will be in 8th grade.
That's crazy.
So he did go one day this week, but I'm like, you're not. No, you don't get to go the rest of the week because
he's got everything else.
You got everything else, and it's okay.
Yeah.
And my thing is, I like it from the aspect of, you know, now our kids aren't on video because when we were young in summer, we didn't have video games.
Oh gosh, no.
Like we were outside, we were active
till dark.
Yes, and so I feel like to a degree, while sports are very demanding, or activities, not even just sports, but I mean, like we have drama practices and everything else. While those are demanding, I think we have done our kids a disservice by structuring everything for them and that they don't have that creativity.
Yeah.
But if left to their own devices, they immediately go to electronics.
Yeah. I agree.
Because it's there for them and it's easy.
Yeah.
And kids will always do what's easy.
Yeah.
I believe that.
And I have trouble, like if we're somewhere and they're picking out something, okay? And like let's say they're picking out a toy or picking something out. I always like try to direct them like what's the best. You know, what toy are you going to like the best? But I'm trying to, this is a life lesson here, go back and let them pick out what they want.
Right.
You know what I mean? But, right?
I don't know, because if I have one more Orby toy or one more Pop-It or one more fidget spinner in my house, I'm going to burn it down.
Well, I mean, right? No, I mean, it's true, though. Let them make decisions. Yes. Let them figure it out. Let them do. And that's something that I'm like, I have to.
Well, and I'm to a point now, if you're going to buy any more of those things, it's your money. It's not mine.
Oh, boy. Isn't it funny how the difference when you get in their pocketbook? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, wait, you're not buying that? No, I'm not. I'm not buying it. I'm not.
Not doing it. Not doing it. Not going to happen.
So.
All right, we did broadcast. Actually, it was fun. We broadcast yesterday at Walmart outside in the garden center. And it was so funny because we didn't necessarily plan it out because it was raining.
Oh,
and we're in the garden center. It's open. Okay.
Yeah.
So but I wasn't even mad because that rain started drizzling on us. You know. Later on, as soon as we ended the broadcast, it did start pouring.
Yeah, but it was rainy yesterday.
Yes, but we were like, yes, and I kept thinking if it starts pouring on us, I probably, I've done better. Like my laughing, like when I start laughing, I can't stop.
Yes.
I have done so much better on that, but I thought I'm going to get so tickled if Brad Gilbert and I are sitting here broadcasting from the garden center
at Walmart
in a rainstorm. And then it just starts pouring down, because I can just see my hair start, I'm melting, my makeup, my mascara.
It's authentic though. I mean, you can't, it's very authentic.
Oh, it would be, definitely. But I thought I will get so tickled that and I don't always pull out of things so fast when I get really tickled, remember?
The last 20 minutes is just going to be Becky laughing.
I can't stop. Somebody has to stop it. Because
we need a commercial break. We need a commercial break right now.
Somebody better. All right, cue the commercial.
Yeah, but it is nice today.
It's beautiful.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm loving the, I know I said this Tuesday, but I mean it, I'm loving the cooler weather.
Mm-hmm.
Like I am enjoying that.
Yeah.
I'm liking that.
Not mad at all. All right, we're on to the 8th day of June. Isn't that crazy? June. We're in June. Mm-hmm. Do you realize less than a month away until the 4th of July? Isn't that crazy?
I know.
Did we not just have, when was March and April? What happened here?
I don't know. It's going fast.
Okay, this is Best Friends Day.
I love Best Friends Day.
I do too.
It's good. Let's go have some margaritas and some partying with our best friends.
Hot Girl Summer.
Yes.
When are we going to do this?
We're doing this Saturday. Saturday is Hot Girl Summer.
Okay.
June 25th is Hot Girl Summer. That's a Sunday afternoon. We can do that.
Sunday afternoon. We will schedule that in, Hot Girl Summer. Okay, Best Friends Day. Betty Picnic Day. Betty Picnic.
Betty Picnic.
Oh, it shows Betty White, but it's Betty Picnic.
Listen, Betty White is a staple.
I'm telling you right now.
I think she's still alive somewhere.
She is a tough act to follow.
So what is Betty Picnic?
I don't know what it is.
I'm Googling Betty Picnic.
Betty Picnic.
I mean, is that like Betty Crocker? I'm surprised it has Betty White and not Betty Crocker.
No, it's got Betty White. It's actually show...
Obviously, I don't know how to spell picnic basket.
Picnic.
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 Oh, Betty Picnic Day is a day to celebrate anyone named Betty. It has nothing to do with picnics at all.
Oh, just...
They think it was... Okay, seriously, Betty has her own day, but not WSLM.
I know. Thank you, Anna.
I mean...
Look at that. Well said. Exactly. Come on.
Literally, everybody...
Everybody.
It has nothing even to do with a picnic basket. I'm confused as to why this is a holiday.
I stay confused. I stay in that jail cell of confusion.
I'm very
confused. We are so confused. We are literally confused.
Why is it called Betty Picnic Day? Why is it just not called Betty Day?
Really?
Why does Betty even have a day?
Why are we talking about picnics and Betty?
Okay, I don't know.
I don't know either. Okay, all right.
Oh, Betty and Veronica was a comic book.
Well, yeah.
They had
the Jughead.
Yeah, they had a comic book I don't know what to call it. An issue. They had an issue called Picnic Antics. I don't know.
Well, I'm an antic that we know. We don't have a day.
Oh, now this is interesting. Okay, I just found more information. It is believed that Betty Picnic Day was created by Betty White in 1987 when she put up flyers for a picnic inviting anyone named Betty to attend.
Gosh, I love that lady.
So really what you're telling me is, again, Betty White being who she is, epic person.
Yeah.
Decided, hey, if your name's Betty, come eat a picnic with me. And now it's a national holiday.
I love a good picnic. Have a picnic.
I'm cracking up.
Is Becky close enough to Betty?
I think so. I think you could pass. Yeah.
This guy the other day was like, it was so funny. He left a message and he left a message and he was like, Becky, Rebecca, Becky. I don't know.
I don't even know what your name is.
I don't know what to say.
What do you go by?
It's hard when you're a Becky or a Rebecca.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And so, right? I mean.
Well, I think though that's true with anybody with nicknames.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. I never had a nickname, so there you go.
Well, we'll have to work on one. We will work on one for you.
Well, yeah. There you go.
Okay, Betty Picnic Day. Today is Corpus Christi Day.
Corpus Christi.
Ooh, jelly-filled donut day. Did we not just have that the other day? I know we did. I know. Autumn Scott Hall.
I'm telling you, some of these holidays I think are just. Although we're randomly throwing things.
Do you like the what kind of jelly-filled donut? Like, do you like the cream? Or I guess it's jelly. It's jelly though.
It's jelly-filled donut.
Have you ever had like a blueberry filling?
So if I'm gonna eat a donut, and this is why the bakery does not tempt me, even though my office is right there by the bakery. I don't like yeast donuts. I like cake donuts, which is funny because I don't really like cake.
Yeah.
But if I'm going to eat a donut, I want a blueberry cake donut.
You want to hear something really weird?
I love weird things.
Okay. I love the combination, and I don't do it, but I could if I...
I don't do it, but I would.
Do it, but I would love to do it. Cake donuts and orange juice. I don't know. It's really crazy. No, it's
interesting.
It's so weird.
Like, they can't see my face right now.
Yeah, I know. No, is that not weird? No, I promise.
It is.
It's so good, though. I promise. It's such a weird combination. And you say, how did that happen? I was sitting... I know you just asked me. How did you come across that?
How did you even get to
I was sitting here at the studio, at the station. And for whatever reason, I had some cake donuts, For whatever reason. They were upon me. I don't know how they come upon my...
It just happened.
Sitting here in the studio, I discovered this, and I only had orange juice. And I promise you, I can't always say I'm the food chairman because I'm not always the best. But I'm telling you right now, it's a weird chemistry, but it
might be,
comes
maybe
together.
The acidic cuts the sweetness.
It does. It really does. It's just good. It's really good.
Yeah, we didn't have jelly-filled donut day, but we did have National Donut Day.
Oh, maybe that was it. Okay,
but really, isn't it the same?
I don't know.
I think
so. I think you're right. Okay.
I think it's the same.
I could go for a jelly-filled donut right now. It'd be all over me.
I don't mind the lemon ones.
That's my favorite. Why was I saying blueberry? No, lemon is my favorite. No, it's like, I
like lemon. I do like.
Have you ever had one from Krispy Kreme? And they're like, when they're fresh and hot? Oh, gosh.
Oh, Krispy Kreme does have good cake donuts.
It's
blueberry
like,
cake donuts.
No, we had to break up. I know, I had to break up with them. It was horrible. Like, yes, you can't keep doing that.
Well, yeah, because they go straight to the hips.
These hips through the lips and down to the hips. Yeah.
Not mad.
It happens. Name your poison day. I always say that, like, whatever.
Arsenic? I mean, what kind of poison are you wanting?
I always talk about that when I'm, like, getting drinks for people. And I mean drinks as in soft drinks, okay? Like,
soft drinks are kind of poisonous.
Name your poison. Chemicals. What do you want? What kind of soft drink do you want,
I try not to engage in poison. Although I will tell you this morning. This was a semi-crisis in my house.
Oh, I love crisis. Okay.
I pride myself on not being a slob. Although sometimes with 3 kids you're a slob. I go to make my coffee this morning, and I did switch back to the Keurig because I'm the only one that drinks Keurig coffee. I'm the only one that drinks coffee in my house, so, I looked down and there was mold in the water reservoir in my Keurig.
Oh, gosh.
So I had to dump out my cup of coffee, clean the Keurig this morning.
Absolutely.
So I thought, well, who knows how long I've been poisoning myself? Because normally I don't look.
I'm Scott Hall.
Normally
that's
I just,
not good.
make the coffee and go.
Could you taste it?
No, the lights were off because it was super early this morning. And I was like, water has things that float. And I'm really bad at, we have water bottles at our house right now.
Yeah.
Because of sports, it's easier, Yes, we have plastic water bottles. But my kids are notorious for leaving them half full.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
I take the half full ones, and that's what I refill my Keurig with.
Beautiful.
So it's not wasted.
Nothing. I love that.
I was doing that this morning, and I just happened to catch, it has that blue light. And I happened to catch, and I'm like, there are things floating in my water. Because at first I thought, great, one of my kids backwashed. Like, that was my first thought.
My kids, yes.
Yes, it's like, I didn't check the water. One of my kids backwashed. It's floating in my Keurig, so now I got to dump it.
Yeah.
So I go and I dump it, and no, there's a nice little mold flower down in the bottom of the chamber.
Flower, I love that.
Yeah, it was like a little mold flower.
Look at that, little mold flower.
It looked like a dandelion. One of the dandelion poofs, and I was like, I'm not going to be making any wishes this morning, but I am now taking 25 minutes to clean out the Keurig.
Oh.
So, so that's fun.
Well, that is very
who
fun.
knows how long I've been drinking moldy coffee.
I don't think anybody should judge anybody on that stuff. I think, things can get away from you so easy. And you have been selling your soul. That ball field. You have been, you know what I'm saying?
But here's your public service announcement.
Yeah.
Please clean your Keurigs.
I agree. Yeah, exactly.
Please descale them and clean them. Go check your chambers right now. Make sure
check your chambers.
Make sure there's no mold.
Have you checked your chamber this morning?
So go clean it.
Yeah, really. And I have to agree with you on that. And it can get away with you, really quickly.
And you don't think about it.
No. I had a fountain inside. That had been years ago, and for whatever reason there was a slow leak or something. I don't know, or some water had dripped or something. I don't know. It wasn't a leak, I guess. And I had a mushroom. Oh. No, I know.
I'm not even mad.
I wasn't even mad. He's kind of cute little.
We're all here together.
That's right. There's not anyone that can't say that things haven't.
No, I get it. I don't. Yeah. That's why I don't.
And it wasn't dirty. There was nothing dirty. There was. That was when I actually kept the cleanest house that I had. Keeping it clean. And it was a clean house, just a little mushroom. I wasn't even mad. Okay. National HIV Awareness Day.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, Thomas Paine Day.
Thomas Paine didn't he write a booklet?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, I love this. Oopsie Daisy Day. Oopsie Daisy.
I haven't heard that for a while.
I haven't either. We need it today, all day long. Just Oopsie Daisy.
I used to say that when my kids were learning to walk and they fall down. It's like, oh, oops, Daisy.
Oh.
And then they went and cried.
I would come walking to you if you just. Oh, I wish everybody could just saw that. That was really cute. What you just did. I would walk to you. I would. Yeah, I would get
like
up.
when they fall, because they fall and then they look around.
I know.
Oh, do I cry?
I know.
It's like, oh, oopsie daisy, and then they're just like laughing, and it's like,
no wonder your children walk. I would walk to you on that.
I mean, at this time, I would hope they do, but Kinley actually started walking at 9 months. It was not.
Girl,
it was not beneficial.
No, I was gonna say
for any parent,
like it's so funny as parents. Like you want them, you can't wait for they walk, and then you have to run, and then you have to run. You know what I mean? Yeah. You can't wait for them to talk, and then you want them to be quiet.
Yeah, like that first child, you're always like,
oh.
Yeah. No, Kinley at 9 months was walking, and I was like, why did we ever rush? Like, why? What were we thinking? What?
I know.
But she was always, well, the oldest is walking, I'm walking too.
Oh,
she doesn't like to be left out.
No. So. All right, World Brain Tumor Day.
Oh.
It's so horrible,
Yeah, and it's very expensive.
Very expensive, very horrible, yeah. World Oceans Day. Do you have a favorite ocean?
I mean, I actually do love the Gulf of Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
I just got back from the Atlantic Ocean. I do feel like it depends on what you want to do, because you're not going to surf in the Gulf.
I get confused. I can't remember which one. Like, there's one that's like a little bit more murky water, and then one's a little more clear.
That's the Atlantic.
That's what
I feel like the Atlantic.
That's where I had my shark encounter. Right?
I don't know. Where was your shark encounter at? What city?
Actually, it was actually Florida.
What part of Florida? Because depending on what side of Florida you are, it depends on what ocean you get.
It was the hang on, I can't believe I forgot that. Like, at the top of Florida.
The Panhandle, or were you on?
No.
Were you on the West Coast, the East Coast, the Gulf?
Oh, I was coasting, baby.
I was coasting somewhere.
I was coasting.
I have actually been the Pacific Ocean. Pacific, was named for peaceful, and when I was in Costa Rica, I got to enjoy part of that Pacific Ocean water. It's very different. Like, the beaches are very rocky, and so that was kind of neat, but it is not very peaceful. I did not feel.
Okay, what's the like when you come into Florida, let's say for God's sake, we just finally left Georgia. Yeah. Georgia is forever.
Yes, it is, and you cannot speed through Georgia.
Oh gosh, no. They were getting them right and left. Yes.
Yeah, you cannot speed through Georgia at all.
Do not. So Georgia, and then you get into Florida, and then it's like at the top of Florida is the. I'm trying to think of
Panama City. You have Pensacola. You have Jacksonville. You're the Gulf then.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you're at Cocoa Beach, that's the Atlantic Ocean.
I do like Cocoa Beach.
Cocoa Beach?
I liked Cocoa Beach.
Okay, I'm going to tell you my story about Cocoa Beach.
Which, if you go back to I Dream of Jeannie.
I Dream of Jeannie.
It's Cocoa Beach.
I did love Dream of Jeannie.
And that is so cool.
And so, the first time I went to Cocoa Beach, I was very excited, because, that's where I don't love the black sand in Cocoa Beach.
I liked it.
I just think it's a dirty beach.
Okay, I liked it, and of course, I'm not really crazy about the one that I was at with the shark encounter. But
I do love Siesta Key Beach. That is a beautiful beach. Crescent Beach is beautiful. Mm-hmm. So I do love those. The sand is just very powdery.
Yeah.
We did go Tybee Island, and I was kind of shocked because it's very shelly. Like, you have to have flip-flops or shoes on so you don't cut your feet.
Yeah. I love the beach, and I love the experience, but I'm not really crazy about all that sand. And then afterwards,
Well, I'm spoiled, and that's why if I'm going to the beach, I'm staying on the beach, because I'm not. There is sand in my car right now. Like, I still am not vacuumed out my van.
It's gonna happen.
There is sand in my van, and I hate it. Like, I'm very adamant that if we go to any beach, we stay on the beach so the sand doesn't go in my van. Yeah. And I don't care what it costs.
Well, most of the beaches have a water, like you can
doesn't matter.
Wash off.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well, it's always in it's somewhere in the towel. It's somewhere like in your beach bag. It's somewhere.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's there, and even if you rinse off, that's why I like to go where the places they already have the toys, so I don't have to pack toys and stuff.
Yeah.
And, because my kids still do play in the beach, in the sand, and the toys, and I hate sand in my. Hate it.
Loathe.
Loathe.
All right, well, get out and enjoy. There we go. There's our holidays, so get out and enjoy.
Yeah.
All right, let's jump in. We got a lot to talk about with your wonderful business, and I want to ask some questions. Okay.
Okay, I'll do my best to answer.
Okay, I did see this, and I'm going to actually let me see if I can
She's
find
like,
this.
I'm pulling it up.
I'm pulling it up. Okay, listen to this. And I thought this was really interesting, okay? Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Okay, I thought this was, I heard this and I thought, Autumn Scott Hall, I wanted you to, if we can talk about this a little bit today, and I thought this was really interesting. And if, because I think with finances. Okay.
I have a friend named Betty. I said, Happy National Betty Picnic Day, and I just got question marks. I said, well, obviously you don't celebrate that.
That's right, obviously.
You should be.
Quit. Yeah, that's exactly right. You need to start celebrating. That's right. Okay, here we go.
I'm going to say this one more time for the people in the back. Do not give your house to a child. Do not quit claim your house to a child. Do not add your child's name to the title. And don't get cute and sell your house to your child for $1. For some reason, people think that's going to take care of all the problems. It doesn't. I've talked about this before, but for some reason, people still think it's a good idea. I understand you're trying to get around probate. You're trying to avoid Medicaid recovery. If you do gift it and 5 years passes, yes, you get around Medicaid recovery, but there's another problem looming. Everybody say it in unison with me. Capital gains tax. If you bought that house for $250,000, you gift it to your child, and now it's worth $450,000 and they try and sell it, they're going to be responsible for the capital gains tax on $200,000. What's the answer? Again, say it with me. Revocable living trust. Put that house in a revocable living trust. Leave it to your kids. When you die and they inherit it, they will inherit it tax-free. That's called getting a step-up in basis, and the same thing happens if you give it to them through a will, but with a trust, they avoid probate completely. So I'm going to say this one more time.
All right, so is that truth, or is that...
So that actually has nothing to do with mortgages.
Okay.
So that is more of an attorney question, more of a... Okay, so here is what I will say on that as I'm listening to that. I do a lot of mortgages where a parent sells to a child.
Okay.
Because when you have family, when you have blood relation or legal relation, and you are selling, you can give a gift of equity. You can say, my house is worth $400,000, but I'm going to sell it to them for $200,000, and I'm going to give them a $200,000 gift of equity.
Okay.
Okay. And that can be used for down payment, closing costs. I do a lot of those, especially right now with the market the way it is. We're in a housing shortage.
That's very interesting. Okay.
Yes. If you, and again, I'm going to start this by saying I am not a tax professional. I am not a legal professional. Like, this is my experience. So always double check with your tax consultant or your, real estate attorney. Capital gains, per my understanding, if it is an investment property, yes, you have to claim anything you make as income on that. Mm-hmm. However, when you file your sales disclosure, which is a form that we do at the title company at closing that says, hey, I am selling this house to you. If you have lived there, and this is even if you're not family, this is even if you are, if I'm selling you my house right now, I will file a form. And if I have lived there 2 of the last 5 years, it's my primary residence. I don't have to claim that income. Anything I make off of that, I don't have to claim because I live there. That was not an investment thing. That was not something I did to make money. I live there. Okay?
All right.
So if we have a house that we are fixing up to either rent or sell. If I said today, hey, I don't even want to mess with that, I'm selling it, when I do that sales disclosure, no, I have never lived there. It was purely investment. Anything I make off of that, then I do have to claim as income.
Okay.
Because it was not my primary residence. Now, he was talking about Medicare on that. So I don't know anything about Medicare. I know that if you say, hey, I have a house, it's paid off free and clear, I'm deeding it over to them because they're going to live there. I see that happen. People do want to give their kids homes, and they want to make sure, again, I'm going to do this so that, let's say I have 3 kids, but I want to deed it to 1 kid, and I don't want there to be any fights. I don't want these other 3 kids to be able to come and take it. That's how you do ensure that, okay, Jim, Joe, and Bob can't take it from Susie.
Okay.
Because it's in her name. It's her house now. as far as Medicaid, things like that, he's talking about something completely different.
Right.
I don't have those answers.
So if you did, okay, so like if you lived in the home and then you decided to make it a rental, then you could do...
My understanding is you have a 5-year period.
Okay.
And if you have lived there 2 of the last 5 years, then you not have to claim that as income because it was your primary residence.
Very interesting. Yeah.
I mean, it's not investment. That's not your day job. You're not out there making money off of investment properties or rentals or whatever.
Sure.
Now, on the flip side of that, you do have what is called, like you can delay it. So, like, let's say I sell a house and I make $20,000. If I take that $20,000 and I turn around and I invest it in another investment property, then I can actually delay when I claim that as income because I'm putting it right back into an investment. There are crazy things all around there, all kinds of loopholes.
Well, I know, and it's very interesting. And like a normal, like a person not as Autumn Scott Hall would not know all that. I mean, that's where I was like, well, that's interesting. It's very interesting. And
now I do know there are things like if you have something that happens, and again, this is, so what he's talking about on that, if you deed a property to their kids and then they go to sell it and they never live there, then yes, they will have to claim that as income because, again, it's kind of the same thing. But I do know I had somebody call me a couple years ago. Their parent had died. He and the siblings were fixing up the house to sell them, and they were trying to figure out, okay, yes, they did have not only the tax of claiming it as income, but they did also have like the inheritance tax for it, which I'm like, how do you tax, like the government will tax you on anything, absolutely anything. So be careful because the government will tax you on anything they can absolutely tax you on. So it's like here they had this house, it was their inheritance, but now they're being taxed on it because
that's what I think those were like the things, the keynotes that I was trying to get out of this.
Right, like you can't be taxed on that, whereas there is a place for, hey, if it's in this trust, because it has to go through probate, there are those loopholes that are there. Right. So it's like, yes, the government wants to tax you, but then they have all these crazy loopholes so you don't have to be taxed.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I always tell people you need to talk to either a real estate attorney or a...
Well, I think that, I can see that. But I just thought it was very interesting when you're talking about, like, I guess, like getting a loan or doing a loan or, or changing...
Well, and here's the other thing. If it's in a trust, that's not, like, if you have a parent or a grandparent or somebody who passes away and their home is in a trust, you're not going to come to me and close the loan in 30 days. We have to go through the trust. We have to make sure all of the... Because here's the thing on that. If I'm correct, and again, this is my understanding and my experience, so don't take it for gospel, but you have to wait until all the accounts are settled, and there is a period where any creditor that is owed money from grandma or mom or dad or whatever, they have a period of time that they can put a claim against their property or their estate. Yeah. And a trust may get you out of that since it's not an estate, but like it's a huge thing. You're not going to come. I had somebody actually just walk in last week and said, my grandmother just passed away. What do we need to do with her house? And it's like, well, yeah, that's a really good question. Bring me in their mortgage statement. We'll make a phone call. We'll let them know, first of all, because obviously if we've passed away, then we're not making our house payment.
Sure.
But because of the situation, we don't want to start foreclosure proceedings.
Right.
Because we need to give time for that estate to come together and to make that right. And that's a situation where they will do like a loss mitigation situation where, okay, we're going to give time for this to be taken care of because it's something obviously beyond their control.
Right.
But you have creditors that then have a period that they get to place a claim or collect their balance against this estate. And so it gets very tricky and very messy.
Yeah, right. Well, it's very interesting though, and I think that for anyone looking, maybe possibly to buy or to maybe to sell or to get, I mean, these are things that like
Well, and that without listening to his whole speech, like, because I'm not sure what angle he was coming at.
Yeah.
It is hard to answer on that because I'm sitting there
Right,
thinking,
I really put you on the spot.
You did. It's okay.
I put you on. I do that to you, though, don't I?
But, like, I have parents who sell to kids all the time. But in my situation, the kids are truly living in the home or are going to live in the home. They are truly purchasing it from them. It's not a thing where they're trying to get around taxes or anything.
Yeah.
It's no, this is my, I did one. Hey, this is my grandma's house. They're moving. I want to buy it from her.
Right.
Grandma could have sold the house for $250,000. Said, hey, because you're my grandson, I'll sell it to you for $150,000.
Yeah.
I mean, I have $100,000 gift of equity.
Yeah.
And she could have listed it. She could have put that in her pocket. But because of family, she did not. And so we do that kind of stuff, I do that. I'd probably do 3 or 4 a year.
Yeah, right.
So,
which is very interesting, yeah. And I think it's we bring up like, the degree of difficulties we talk about. There's not enough houses. Not enough houses on the market.
People are having to get creative.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah, and it seems like we went through. Do you feel like this is okay? I don't want to go back to COVID, but let's go back. A lot of people started living together, families. Like we're seeing that more often. Where like a lot of family members are living.
I don't think it has anything to do with the COVID. I honestly think it's just we have a shortage of homes.
Yeah.
I mean, and depending on the culture, there are some cultures that it's not uncommon to have 3 generations.
No. But it didn't. It seemed like with ours, you just didn't hear of it as much. Now it seems like it's just acceptable. I mean, it's a more.
Yeah, because people just don't have the homes.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's more driven out of we just don't have the. I don't have any place to go. I have to stay with my mom or my dad because I don't have any place to go.
Right.
And you want that to be short term, but I mean, they're not building the houses fast enough, and the houses they are building a lot of times are a little bit more than what. I mean, I have people who've been looking for a couple years, but we are really short in that $100,000 to $150,000 range.
Yeah, definitely.
We're just short. We don't have it. Mm-hmm. And with interest rates raising, it's kind of a big difference.
Well, and then we talk about this, and I think we talked about this before, but and then to build a home, it costs so much with the materials, and by the time for your builders, that then when they put it up on market, if they were going to make any money at all, then it's much more of a higher price that they have to charge.
Well, I was just talking to somebody yesterday. They were in the office, and it's like, okay, you got to think. Not only are you buying your land, if you don't already own the land or you don't have a family member gifting you, land, not only are you going to have to buy the land, but if that land has never been, if it's just bare ground, now you're looking at you have to do either sewer hookup or septic, depending on where you're at. That can be $10,000. You have to get electricity out there. You have to get water out there. You have to get a driveway. A driveway can be up to $20,000. So then that you have to get all that on top of what it costs to actually build your home. Because if you go to a builder, or even like you're going to put a manufactured home or modular home, your house price doesn't include that. It doesn't include your septic and your water and your electricity, and hey, if you have to have gas or a propane tank. So you can be looking at an additional $50,000 just in those things on top of your land, on top of your house. And I'm going to just say, from an appraisal standpoint, not that I'm an appraiser, but from an appraisal standpoint, when the appraisers go out, they expect you to have water and electricity and a driveway. And so I've had people, this is something we've talked about, I've had people have been like, well, I just spent $20,000 on repaving my driveway. Great, that's not going to add $20,000 on your value of your home.
Right.
I expect you to have a driveway. That's not going to add value. It adds curb appeal. If I am selling a home and I'm choosing between a home that just had a freshly paved driveway and a gravel driveway, I'm probably going to lean towards that freshly paved driveway, but it's not going to add value to your home from that standpoint of an appraisal. So yes, you may spend $50,000 on your utilities and your septic and your all these things. You're probably not going to get that return on your appraised value. And that's why new construction sometimes it's hard.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean,
and then when you're talking about an appraiser, what do they like to see? What brings a house value up?
Whatever the house is around it sell for. your home is only worth what the homes around you have sold for in the last 6 months.
But as far as if you are let's say you're a homeowner and you're wanting to put it on the market, what would you fix up? What would you add? What would you do?
Safe, sound, and secure. That's the thing, and that's
what did you say?
Safe, sound, and secure. Make sure it's safe, sound, and secure. I mean, here again,
get back on what you.
Again, this is where I'm going to say you have curb appeal, you have market value, and you have appraised value. And so the two highest returns that I have seen, kitchen and bathrooms, but square footage is square footage. And that's something I've had conversations with many appraisers, that you have granite countertops, because here's the thing, especially in this area, you can also over improve. If you have brand new granite countertops, but none of the houses around you that have sold had granite countertops, hey, that's great that you have it, but it doesn't matter. There might be a small adjustment for it in the condition, because houses are also rated by condition, whether it's the best of the best or just okay. But those things don't really add the appraisal value. You put, we got a brand new metal roof. We spent $15,000 on a metal roof. That metal roof did not increase my house value, because I'm expected to have a roof on my home. Whether it's metal or shingle, I'm expected to have it. So I'm not going to get $15,000 on my metal roof just because it's brand new.
Right.
But you as a buyer are going to be thrilled that I have a brand new house on the home that you're buying.
Yeah, a brand new roof.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's fine.
Yeah.
And so I have this, I have this conversation all the time with people. Because again, it comes down to, that's the curb appeal. If you have a brand new roof and somebody's looking at 3 homes, they're probably going to lean towards your home, because they're not going to replace a roof in 3 to 5 years. But it's not going to increase your value.
Right.
I expect you, and I've talked to appraisers. They expect you to have flooring. They expect you to have showers. They expect those things in those homes. Whether you paid $10,000 on a shower or you went and spent $2,000 on a bathtub from Home Depot, they expect you to have it. You might get a little bump because, okay, this is all tiled versus, but again, it comes down to condition.
Right. So, if you added another, let's say you have 3 bathrooms, and let's say you put a 4th bathroom, or vice versa, or let's say you have 2 bathrooms, you had a 3rd bathroom, whatever. That is not expected. You're not expected to have it. So that is an additional. So that would be
You would have an additional. Yes, a home that has 2 bathrooms versus 1 will appraise higher, because it's an amenity.
Yeah.
And probably you have more square footage as well.
Right.
And I've had people who've been like, well, this is a 5-bedroom home. Okay, well, whether you have a 5-bedroom home or you have a 3-bedroom home with an office and a den, it's your square footage. You having more bedrooms don't give you more value, because it's square footage. So that's the other side.
But we've always heard, add another bathroom. You know what I mean? That'll be, yeah. And then if you're making a bedroom, it has to have a window to be considered.
Not just a window. It has to have a window that has enough of an egress that the way I was explained, fully clothed firefighter can go through, get you out. You have a little bitty window, sorry, that doesn't count as a bedroom.
Right. And that's something that a lot of people have taken rooms and, this is a bedroom, but it's not a bedroom if it has
and
to meet the
depending on the age of the house, it also has to have a closet. If it doesn't have a closet, it's not a bedroom. It's an office or a den.
An extra large closet at that.
We would like that. Now, there is some give on that, because honestly, closets were not popular in the 30s and 40s. And
where did they put their,
they have wardrobes. So, I used to own a home back in, the very first home I owned was built in 1940. I had 2 bedrooms and no closet at all. But because of the age of the home, that wasn't standard. So, there's some rules on that. Because, again, we in this county have a lot of old homes. We do. And closets, that if you think about it, back in the 30s and 40s and even the 1800s, they had 2 outfits. They didn't need a closet. They wore the same thing. So
horrible.
I know, this is
watch me scream. Pardon me for a second, I gotta run outside.
But so
Yeah.
Again, we keep that in mind. I'm not going to say, oh, well, this house doesn't have, an appraiser isn't either. Yeah, it's a bedroom because of the year of the home. But if you build a home in 2023 and you don't have a closet, it's not a bedroom.
There you go.
I mean, it's a den. And you can use it as a bedroom, but it's not being classified as a bedroom. But again, square footage is square footage.
Now, what about going back to let's go back to the lights. They use so many lamps, remember? And
yes.
A lot of the lights, like right now we have the recessed lighting. The new homes have that.
Yeah.
And back years ago, I mean, they used lamps and...
Yeah.
Right?
They didn't have lamps. And I have been in homes that they don't even have an overhead light.
That's what I mean. Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, the house, the house that we have that we're fixing up, there's not. And the plugins are actually in the floor. And so, yes, you see that. And you have to keep that in mind. At what point was your house built? Because it matters.
Yeah. I never have the desire to build, so I'm okay. But if I was going to build, you know how you always say that? If I was going to build, I don't think you can have too many outlets. I think outlets I would just copy and scatter everywhere. I'd have them everywhere.
I don't think you can.
I think outlets just everywhere. But in the floor, that's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, mine are in the floor.
So is that
fire hazard? I think so.
I wondered. I was trying to tread lightly.
So.
Yeah.
I mean, because let's be honest, I have clumsy children. They're going to spill stuff.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, yeah.
I don't think that's smart. But there's a reason they did. I mean, there is a reason. I don't know, but I'm sure they had a reason.
Please do tell.
I mean, like they had to have a reason to do that.
Yeah, there had to be a reason.
So, I don't know.
Well, very interesting.
So, it's fun.
It sounds like fun. A lovely challenge. You like good challenges.
I'm ripping it all. We're ripping it all up. We're putting them right where they belong in the wall. But I mean, but yeah.
Well, and it's interesting now too with the way it's crazy how you go back through the years. Like from the which actually having outlets on the floor was more common, having no closets, having no overhead lights. To also several rooms. Now we're like everybody wants that open floor plan.
Yeah.
Do you think that'll ever go back?
I don't know because I have talked to a lot of people that hate the open floor plan.
Oh, well, see, and
it's harder to heat.
Yeah, and
it's harder to heat. And I was talking to a friend of mine that has a beautiful open floor plan. But the issue is they're like I can only put my couch one way.
Ooh.
I don't have a wall to set, I don't have walls to set my furniture on because I have doors everywhere. Because, everything's opened except the bedrooms.
Right.
And so it's like I don't have anywhere. I can only set my couch one way.
Things to think about. Well, and also, where you're going to hang the TV. If you don't, right? Very important.
I mean, if you hang your TV, yes. But yes. And
right.
And there's a part of me that I do not, because my house was built in the 60s. It was born in the 60s.
It was born.
My house is built in the 60s, and so I do not have an open floor plan.
I was born this way, baby.
That's right.
Baby, I was born this way.
And there are times that I really don't like it. But then there are times that it's like, oh no, this is nice because when my kids are in the other room, I don't have to listen to all the crazy.
Well, and then it's like sometimes, let's say that, if you have that open floor plan, and which is wonderful, but let's say somebody pops in, and let's say that you don't have your dishes done or your kitchen, and if you have that little bit of a wall there, not everybody's going to see inside your kitchen necessarily, but when you open it up,
I think to a degree it is a little bit cheaper to do an open floor plan because you don't have as many walls, as many materials as.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's pros and cons.
Yeah. I have to tell you a prank. Okay, so years ago, my babysitter. Okay, we had a nanny or whatever. Okay, and someone called her, and she had no. I mean, she was really awesome. I loved her, but someone called and they said, "Is Mr. Walls there?" She said no, and then of course he went on and he was like. No, Mr. Walls there, you know what I mean? And then she was like, no, there's no walls here, And then they're like, well, how's your house holding up?
Yeah.
And I'm like, so every time I hear
walls, you think of that? That's like is your refrigerator running?
Oh, I know.
You better go catch it.
Yeah, I know. And she was so mad afterwards. I love that so much. I'm sorry. It was she just had no tolerance or no time for that. She was trying to keep up with me. She was trying to keep up with me.
It's like, why are you wasting my time with
I've got a wild woman to keep up with here, a wild child to keep up with. I possibly cannot under no circumstances be talking about the walls. Anyway,
Yeah.
but it is amazing how we are, our structures. Okay, so with that and building and everything, I guess it all goes into, and we need more homes. We need people to. Do we need more people to take on like the fixing up of the homes, like what you're talking about, or do we need to just start building, or what's
yes and yes.
Yes and yes.
Yes and yes. My understanding, and I've had a lot, we've actually had people call us, and I reiterate, I'm not a real estate agent. That is not, I don't do that. I'm not licensed to do that. I don't do that.
Don't play one on TV.
But we have people call, do you guys have any rentals? No, because no. But I mean, we are literally, people are out there trying to get investment properties. Mm-hmm. They're not out there.
Yeah.
And even the ones that are listed for fixer-uppers, your investors are that's so, I'm not spending that for something I got to turn around and put $60,000, $70,000 in. Exactly. I'm not going to make anything.
Right.
So, no, we just don't, my understanding is we just don't have it right now.
But just if you're fixing up a home, Autumn, then what... The money that you ingest and are spending right now on the products or the materials and stuff, and then trying to even get the materials.
Well, and to even try, I think I've been trying for a year to get somebody to come give me a quote on a roof.
No, I mean,
it's hard to get the contractors out there to
very much so. And a lot of the contractors, and I've learned this and I'll speak from my point. A lot of contractors, they, if they build it, they'll come back, you know what I'm saying? But they almost like the master, let's say if the master is the one, a lot of contractors don't want to come back to a home that they didn't build and do repairs or do you feel that to be true?
No, I mean, if it depends on what it is.
I think they like to build new instead of coming back and working on the other homes.
It depends. Okay. It depends on what kind of contractor. You have a lot of handymen that will come out and do that. And again, I was talking with somebody about this.
I think we need more handymen. Don't you? I mean,
we don't have enough. Washington County does not have a lot of permits or requirements, or and actually, what a lot of people don't realize, in the state of Indiana, you only have to be a licensed plumber. You do not have to be licensed to do electricity. You do not have to be a licensed contractor. You do not, there are no licenses for those things in the state of Indiana. Now, you can have overlays. So, in Floyd and Clark County, you have to get permits. You have to prove that you are a reliable contractor. Mm-hmm. But no, anybody in this county can go and build a home. Mm-hmm. They're as long as you have a licensed plumber. So we do sometimes end up with a lot of properties that, my brother's uncle's cousin did this for us. Mm-hmm. And you have some contractors, they don't want to go fix somebody else's mistake.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I guess I was saying.
But then you have some that are oh yeah, I'll work on it. That's all I do. I don't do new construction. I only do home repairs, home repairs, or handyman, or whatever. But you're having trouble getting it. Everybody's so booked out.
That's what I mean.
They're just booked out.
Because we could use more, actually,
Yeah, which is crazy. But you gotta think, and I think about this just in my own head, how do you become a good contractor? You have to mess up enough stuff to know how to fix it. Exactly, I'll never do that again. Right. And that's anything in life. How do you become a good loan officer? Well, I've screwed up so many loans that now I know what not to do.
Yeah, sure.
So I don't know. It's hard because you have people who are trying and people don't want to, you've only been in business for 6 months. I don't know that I want to give you a shot.
But then again, just the opposite. They could be just, full throttle, and they might just do a fantastic job, I think it's always, you're always... when you have a home, there's always needing upkeep, repair.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes a lot to,
and you've got a lot of people who don't know how to do that themselves.
Right. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Or the time.
Yeah.
The time, or knowing what they're doing. And you can only YouTube so much. You know what I mean?
You YouTube anything. I'm amazed at the stuff you find on YouTube.
I know that. Yeah. Yeah.
I know. We've talked. I mean, that's something we have talked about because Justin's very handy, so we do everything. We do. Which is. I'd say we, I'm out there swinging a hammer.
You got a mouse in your pocket.
Hey, I did help build the deck.
Hey.
So, and I do help.
If you hold a board, you're part of it.
That's right. And I've learned a lot over the last 10 years.
If you brought out some lemonade or iced tea, then you're part of it, you know?
But that is something that amazes me is I do get customers that I don't know how to even switch a GFC outlet. And it's like, well, I know how to do that. Like,
but
we just don't have those skills.
Well, and then honestly, Autumn, there's some people that don't want to learn that.
Well, that's true. That's true.
I'm okay. You know,
I'm not spending I'm not spending $150 for someone to do it. But if you want to, I don't judge.
No, I'm all for no.
That's fine.
I'm talking about people.
Right.
I am. If I can do it myself, you better believe it. Absolutely.
Well, and you're right. There's a lot of people they don't have time.
Well, and they don't. Yeah. Or and also when you're talking electricity, you might not want someone doing that, right?
You don't have to be licensed.
I know that, but
which blows my mind.
I know.
Like, that just blows my mind. I'm still
amazed at that.
Yeah. Now, that doesn't mean you can't be licensed.
Yeah.
Like, I know electricians that are licensed electricians.
But every electrician is just like, we are licensed.
Yeah, so I don't want to say, there are licensed professionals.
Yeah, sure,
there are.
Sure.
But I want to reiterate that.
They probably would agree right now with what the statement you're saying is that they are licensed, and then there's some that are not licensed
that are out there doing it.
The licensed maybe have to go clean up what the unlicensed did. And so they're probably well aware of that.
Yes. So
that probably is something that they are amazed at too. Okay.
You let who do this?
You do what? So your ceiling fan's going backwards. Your ceiling fan.
You learn.
The light work or the fan works, but the light doesn't work.
Yeah. And listen, sometimes those things happen.
Oh my.
Well, that's like I have one switch. This is funny.
What's his turn on?
Yeah, it doesn't. We've lived in this house for 10 years. 11 years. We've owned this house for 11 years now, and still have no idea what some of our switches go to.
And you could see the neighbor's lights going on and off when you turn.
Maybe.
It's connected to your neighbor.
It's like I have no idea what it. Still, I have no idea what these switches do.
I know you don't watch Green Acres, but if you ever watch,
I actually have.
Okay, Green Acres. Whenever she's like when she goes to the electrical outlets, you can't mix a 5 and a 4 or whatever. You can't have. You can't go over. I think it's 9 or something. So you can't have a 5 and a 5. That would be 10. It's going to blow. So you have to. You have to know.
It's a whole new skill.
It is. It really is. And I have seen homes where you have to know exactly how much you can actually plug in.
Well, and that is true because
do not overload the circuit. Is that not right? Wait, hang on. We need T-shirts. Do not overload the circuit.
It's funny because we ended up having to get a new microwave, and I guess our new microwave is more powerful than our old microwave.
Oh gosh, yes.
And so I don't scream at the kids, but I have to remind the kids, take the power down to 5. If you don't take the power down to 5, we're blowing a breaker.
It's gonna happen. No microwave.
And so Justin's like, I just gotta go fix that. And I'm like, yes, you do, because the kids forget. And I don't know which breaker it is to flip, so I send Max down to do it.
Yeah.
He's like, can I just show you? And I'm like, no.
No.
This is your job.
No, I'm the mom. You know what I mean? So what's hilarious to me, though, is I can tell you that microwave is the craziest appliance.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going along, and then all of a sudden you realize you need a new microwave, okay? You get a new one, and they're always, packed with crazy power. It's they nuke it, beyond.
Yeah.
I have had the most amazement on a new microwave. It's like, oh my gosh, who knew, that it was, because you spend 5 minutes, on, a piece of pizza, and then the new one does it in, 60 seconds.
Well, and mine's opposite, because now that I got to turn the power down, I have to cook things longer.
Oh.
But I don't know the sweet spot of where this new microwave matches my old microwave.
So really, you're not letting your microwave be all it can be.
No, because it blows the breaker.
No, but it's crazy how awesome that new microwave is going to be when it can shine.
Maybe, I don't know. I hate the microwave anyway, but
oh my gosh, that's an appliance I love. Okay, remember?
Yeah. Who else
I love? This is one that will always be a staple in my kitchen, okay?
I have all the other little gadgets.
You gadget. You can gadget all day long.
All right, but I am thankful for our sponsors.
Yes. Wait, we need to talk. Autumn Scott Hall, go see her.
I'm right here, yeah. I'm on the square. I am hopefully going to have my sign
Okay,
up.
I'm just going to hold you are not here. Your office is not here all day long here on the radio.
No, I am on the radio today. I'm hopefully going to have my sign up by mid-month. So
I
in
saw
the process
the sign,
of changing that.
and it opened up my eyes. I saw the sign.
Yeah, so 2-3 doors down from the bakery, bright yellow awning on the square. That's where we're at. I just tell people. We look. It's funny because I joke with, we have 2 businesses and one has a green awning, mine's yellow, and then the other one has a red awning. And I'm like, I pull up and I just think hot dog condiments.
There we go. And
I mean, ketchup, mustard, and relish. I'm not even mad.
And I always peep in your window.
Oh yes, and now see we've moved our desks back.
I know.
So
I know. I can't see you. I used to be able to just completely there.
It's funny because people will like.
I'm like the peeper. I'm like the peeper.
It's funny.
It is funny. All right, let's thank our sponsors.
Okay, our sponsors: Meadowview Healthcare, Walmart Salem Crossing, Hoosier Uplands, Americans for Prosperity, Fox Pearly Wealth Management, Po' Boys Barbecue, Dr. Black's Eye Associates, Dr. Mindy Gunn.
Yay! Thank you to our great sponsors. Everyone, have a wonderful Thursday. Thanks, Autumn Scott Hall.
Hey, have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Beach Bend Park. That's where my summer happens.
It's where my family has come for generations for great times.
It's where amusement rides and water park slides are just my size.
It's where my friends and I have a blast on the big thrill rides. It's where we can do all the attractions and not spend time in long lines.
It's where you can have unlimited thrills with a 2023 season pass for just $74.99. A pass pays for itself in 2 visits and comes with 2 anytime bring a friend free tickets, discounts, and more. Visit beachbend.com.
Come on out to the Salem Speedway on Saturday, June 17th for the TLG Peterbilt of Louisville Semi on the High Banks Challenge. Presented by Kentuckiana Ford Dealers and Red Ball Recycling. You don't want to miss the semis battling it out for the win on the always fast historic High Banks of the Salem Speedway. Also racing that day will be the Mike's Muffler and Brakes Crown Vic Big Track Series and the first event of the season for the always exciting Red Ball Recycling Scrappers. Spectator gates open at 2 p.m. Practice begins at 3 with qualifying at 5 p.m. Don't miss the pit party that begins at 5:30 with all the